They told him he'd never make it out. Now he runs the whole block. The air was thick with heat and judgment the day Malik Harris walked back into the very neighborhood that once tried to bury him. Not physically, but mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. On that street, cracked with time and pain, where liquor stores outnumbered libraries and potential got swallowed by poverty, people once looked at him and said, "You'll be locked up before 20. They were wrong. Malik wasn't just back. He owned half the block now. But before the ribbon cuttings, the real estate deeds, and the Harris Legacy Center sign that now casts a shadow over a broken sidewalk where he once got jumped, there was a boy who was written off before he even had a chance to write himself. They never saw him coming. Not when he walked to school in beat-up sneakers, 3 sizes too big. Not when he waited in line at the community center, clutching a styrofoam tray of free lunch. Not when he sat in the back of class, too hungry to focus, too tired to care. They didn't see brilliance. They didn't see grit. They saw a statistic. Malik saw more. His mother worked nights at the hospital, scrubbing floors, dodging insults, hiding pain. His father? A faded photograph and a voicemail box that was always full. Malik raised himself in the cracks of a broken system. Teachers told him he was too angry. Police told him he looked like trouble. Neighbors told him, "Stay in your lane." But Malik didn't want a lane. He wanted a highway. He started small. Sold candy at school. Flipped sneakers on Facebook. Was laughed at when he showed up to high school with a duffel bag full of secondhand clothes he'd resell to classmates. "Nobody's buying your trash, Malik," they'd say. But he knew the value wasn't in the clothes. It was in the hustle. Every dollar he made was another brick in his invisible foundation. He watched YouTube videos about real estate, listened to podcasts about ownership, wrote notes in a journal he kept hidden under his mattress. But to the world, he was just another kid in the hood. At 16, everything nearly collapsed. His cousin Jamal got shot outside a corner store Malik used to hang out at. Wrong place, wrong time. The bullet missed Malik by 6 inches. The fear hit dead center. That night, he didn't cry. He didn't post a tribute. He opened his journal and wrote in all caps, "I'm getting out," or "I'm getting buried." He stopped hanging on corners. Cut ties with people who only want to survive the day, not build a future. Took a job cleaning offices at night. Still went to school. Still sold his resale items. Slept 3 hours a day. Dreamt for 20. When other kids were fighting over turf, Malik was learning how to buy it. At 18, he got his first break. A local barber, Mr. Ray, who saw the fire in him, offered to let him rent the empty unit next door to the shop. Cheap. Said, "I like the way you think. Reminds me of me, before the world wore me down." Malik took it. Turned into a sneaker and streetwear resale boutique. Modest shelves, a busted counter, and Wi-Fi that cut out every 10 minutes. But the youth? They came. They related. Malik treated every customer like royalty. Remembered names. Gave discounts. Encouraged kids to sell their own art tees, beats. His store became a vibe. He reinvested every dime. Learned how to file an LLC. Studied zoning laws. Took real estate workshops online. By 21, he bought the building his shop was in, cash. People laughed again. Malik buying buildings now. He didn't respond. He just kept buying. An old laundromat, then a vacant lot, then a shut-down bodega that reopened as a co-working space for young creators. He didn't just make money. He made change. But success doesn't come without shadows. One night, he returned to his boutique to find thug owner spray painted on the windows. Police showed up late. Didn't take fingerprints. Just said, could have been gang-related. Malik just nodded, took a deep breath, repainted the walls himself. Because he knew they still didn't see him. They saw what they wanted to see. The shift came when a developer tried to buy the block. Slick suit, fast talk, promises of condos, coffee chains, and revitalization. They offered Malik a fat check for his buildings. He refused. This block doesn't need a facelift, he said. It needs a foundation. So he went bigger, partnered with local nonprofits, built the Harris Legacy Center, a community hub with classrooms, podcast studios, financial literacy workshops, hired formerly incarcerated brothers who couldn't get jobs, gave scholarships to kids who reminded him of himself. Then came the moment nobody expected. A local councilman, once skeptical of Malik, called him up to speak at a city event. "You represent the kind of change we need," he said. "You've done more for this block in 5 years than some officials have done in 20. Malik showed up in a crisp black suit, clean-cut calm. But inside he was shaking. Not from nerves, from clarity. The auditorium was full. Reporters. Youth. Elders who once told him he'd never make it out. He took the stage, looked around, and said, "They told me I'd never make it out. But I realized the goal was never just to escape. It was to own, to come back stronger, to build what they tried to take." The crowd erupted. But for Malik, the real moment came quietly. After the speech, a boy, maybe 12, walked up, said, "Mr. Harris, they say I'm too loud, too wild. But I like business too. Can I learn from you?" Malik knelt down, looked the boy in the eye. "You're not too loud," he said. "They just ain't listening right. Come by the shop tomorrow. We'll talk." And that's when it hit. Malik didn't just run the block. He was remaking it, not through force, not through flash, through faith, through vision, through an unshakable belief that his worth was never defined by zip code, background, or balance sheets. And now, when he walks down that street where people once said, "He'll never make it," they look twice. The same store owners who watched him hustle candy are now tenants in his buildings. The teachers who said he had behavioral issues now ask him to speak to their students. The same police who once profiled him, they nod as he walks by, not because they see a threat, but because they see power. They told him he'd never make it out. But he didn't just make it. He circled back. And now the same block that doubted him bears his name in bold letters. Legacy doesn't ask for permission. It builds, brick by brick, until the world can't ignore it. Life lesson. Don't just chase escape. Chase ownership. Chase vision. Because when you rise with purpose, the same streets that once tried to bury you will one day stand in line to shake your hand. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories.